Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naram Saiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayamudiri Nastapradeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevayam Bhagavate Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Reading from Srimad Bagavatam, 11th Canto, 5th chapter, text number 14th. So I welcome all the gentlemen for this Bhagavatam session. Verse number 14, 11:5-14. Etvu anevam vidoshantaha stabdaha sad abhimaninaha asun druhyanti vishrabdaha pretya kadanti te chatan. Those who do, but anevam vidaha, not knowing these facts, asantaha, very impious, stabdaha, presumptuous, sat abhimaninaha, considering themselves saintly, asan, animals, druhyanti, they harm, visharbdaha, being innocently trusted, pretva, after leaving this present body, kadanti, they eat, they, those animals, cha, and tan, them. Translation given by Bhaktivedanta Swami, disciples of Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Those sinful persons who are ignorant of actual religious principles yet consider themselves to be completely pious without compunction, commit violence against innocent animals who are fully trusting in them. In their next lives, such sinful persons will be eaten by the same creatures they have killed in this world. In this verse, we can clearly see that great discrepancies in those persons who do not surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and His law. As stated in the Bhagavatam, Harava abhaktasya kuto mahat gunaha. Those who do not accept the supremacy of the Supreme Lord gradually becomes infected with the most sinful propensities that bring in their turn terrible suffering upon the non-devotees. In the Western countries such as America, many people proudly proclaim themselves to be most pious religionists and sometimes even prophets or representatives of God. Boasting of their religiosity, such foolish people experience no fear or doubt in cruelly slaughtering innumerable animals in slaughterhouses or in hunting trips for their whimsical sense gratification. In the state of Mississippi, there are sometimes pig killing festivals in which entire families enjoy watching a pig cruelly butchered before their eyes. Similarly, a former president of the United States from Texas did not consider any social occasion completely without the slaughtering of a cow. Such persons mistakenly consider themselves to be perfectly observing the laws of God, and due to such arrogant foolishness, lose all touch with reality. When a man is raising an animal for slaughter, he feeds animals nicely and encourages it to grow fat. Thus, the animal gradually accepts its would-be killer as its protector and master. When the master finally approaches the helpless animal with a sharp knife or a gun, the animal thinks, "Oh, my master is joking with me." Only at the last minute does the animal understand that the so-called master is death personified. It is clearly stated in the Vedic literature that cruel masters who kill innocent animals will undoubtedly be killed in the next life by a similar process. Mamsha bhakshayita itamutra yashya mamsam idam yaham etan mamsasya mamsatvam pravadanti manisinaha. That creature whose flesh I am eating here and now, I will consume me in the next life. That means it's called Mamsa. As described by learned authorities in Srimad Bagavatam, this grisly fate of animal killers is described by Nardamuni to King Prachinabrahi, who was excessively killing animals in so-called sacrifices. Bo Prajapate Rajan Pasun Pasya Tva Yad Yada Vare Samagnapitan Jiva Sangan Nigranena Sahasra Saha Ete Tvam Sampratikshante Smaranto Vaishavam Vaisasam Tava Samperatam Aya Kutais Chindanti Uttita Manyavaha. O ruler of the citizens, my dear king, please see in the sky those animals which you have sacrificed without compassion and without mercy in the sacrificial arena. All these animals are awaiting your death so that they can avenge the injuries you have inflicted upon them. After your day, they will angrily pierce your body with iron horns. 4 to 5, Bagavatam 7 to 8 verse. Such punishment of animal killers may take place under the jurisdiction of Yamaraja on the planet of the Lord of Deaths. In the other words, one who kills an animal or who eats meat undoubtedly acquires a debt to the living entity who has contributed his body for the satisfaction of the meat eater. So the meat eater must pay his debt by contributing his own body to be consumed in the next life. Such payment of one's debt by offering one's own body to be eaten is confirmed in the Vedic literature. Hare Krishna, this is all about slaughtering of animals. See, there is a word called mamsa. Mamsa means I am going to eat you. That is the meaning of that. Ma-amsa. Ma means me. Amsha. Mamsha means I am going to kill you and I am going to take your body. That means if one person, any person who kills the animals, any sort of animals, and for the pleasure and satisfaction of his tongue, in his next life, he is going to become that particular animal, and that animal will become particular person who has done that particular vikarma. So the same for every action there is opposite equivalent reaction. So that animal will kill him or will torture him, and that animal will satisfy its tongue by killing him. That's what happens if one slaughters animals and take it as a take that particular animal as a sumptuous food. So in those period during the reign of former president from Texas, he used to say that any social occasion complete without the slaughtering of a cow. See how much cruel they are. Any social function happens, that there must be slaughter of cows. Otherwise, that social function is not complete. Such a cruel persons they are. Such a merciless persons. So when a man is the way they slaughter the animals is really very shocking. It is. They give sumptuous feeding for the animals, for cows, for hens, and for other pigs. For all those animals, they give so much food, and nicely they have to grow, because he wants to have a very palatable, horrible dish he wants to have. That is why he wants to grow. He wants to. He will see to that particular animal will grow very. What can I say? Very strong, or it should get developed in a very beautiful manner, so that he can have very nice, tasty, palatable food of that animal, flesh of that animal. So once Narada Muni was uh, advising Prachina Parishad, Prachina Barhi, that Prachina Barhi, for sacrifice, he was killing so many animals. So Narada Muni told him that all these animals are awaiting your death so that they can avenge the injuries you have inflicted upon them. After you die, they will angrily pierce your body with iron horns. So there is a minister called Yamaraj for death. Minister of death is a great Mahajan, one of the Mahajans. He takes care of all these things. Because he is functioning 28 hellish departments. In that, for every action of misdeed, there is particular punishment is there. Like it is called Rava Rava, Andakara. These are the examples. These are the name of the hellish planets. In this Andakara, if one criminal goes inside that Andakara, for millions and millions of births, he cannot, even if he shouts, yells, nobody will come and rescue. It's so deep inside. It's called a blind well, it is called. This is one type of hellish planet. People think there is nothing is going to happen. Whatever nonsense we do, whatever stupid thing we do, nobody cares for this because we have only one life there. That's what their concept is. So there is a reincarnation, and whatever the pious deeds we do and whatever the sinful activities we do, we have to face, we have to experience all those things in our coming birth or in our coming life. Only if you want to put stop to these pious activities plus sinful activities, one has to do Bhakti Yoga. One has to practice Krishna consciousness. Then only he can go back home, back to Godhead, as Prabhupada says. Till that, we have to be a victim for all these punishments. Hare Krishna. For that, in Kali Yuga, there is the only one medicine. For Bhava Roga, there is only one Adhyatmika Aushadha is there. That Aushadha is, as recommended by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that chant Kritaye Dhyayato Vishnu Tretayam Yajato Makai Dvapare Paricharyayam Kalitat Sankirtanam. One has to do Sankirtanam with group of devotees gathering, chanting the holy names of the Lord, blissfully having sumptuous sanctified prasadam offered to the Lord, and having lot of satsangas, Krishna kathas. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Kali Yuga Pavan Harinam Sankirtana Mahayagna ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Jai Shri Ram. Hare Krishna.